Weeks though, he'd started his business. So now I'd like to take you to 2012. So come with me. So if you're with me in 2012, it's November. A grey November day, actually. And if you're with me, we're sitting in a waiting room. There are chairs all the way around the outside. There's an elderly couple over in the corner, just whispering to one another. There's a mum and her little girl. Little girl's playing with the toys down at our feet. Can't even be bothered to read those magazines. They're probably the same ones that were here last time I was here. I hate that hospital smell. Takes me right back. Oh, and the phone, does it never stop ringing? Bing bong, Mrs. Barham, come to room 4, please. So as we walk down the corridor, we meet Dawn. And Dawn's in her blue nurse's uniform. All 4'11" of her, if she's a day. She's got white spiky hair. She's got her glasses around her neck on a chain as usual. Hi Jill, how are you? Oh, hi Dawn. Well, actually, I'm all right. Actually, no, I'm not all right. I don't even know why I'm saying that. I actually don't feel great at all. Okay, well, come in. Come and have a seat and tell me all about it. Well, I'm just having a bit of a bad day, really. It's my dad's birthday today, so I phoned him, and you know how difficult that is because, you know, I can't do right for wrong, and he always makes me feel so guilty because I'm so far away and there's nothing I can do for him. Oh, and I'm really worried about my daughter. She's really struggling to settle into sixth form, which is such a surprise. And but the majority, I mean, the main problem is work. I mean, that mad woman I work for, she may look like J.K. Rowling, but she certainly does not behave like her. I mean, you know, she's made our lives hell for the last 2 years, apart from anything else. I'm desperate to give up work, but every time I talk about it, my husband says, no, we need your salary, you know, we need your salary. It's ridiculous. I can earn as much in, you know, it takes me a month to learn what he can earn in 3 or 4 days. But he's adamant that I need to do this job. And you know, we're fighting with them at the moment because they won't tell us whether we're being made redundant. I don't even want the job. And here I am trying to fight for something that, you know, I'm really unhappy about. My colleagues are constantly on the phone to me because they're really worried, you know, that we've got no renewed contract. I mean, I don't know where to turn, actually, to be honest. And to cap it all, this morning, I've woken up with a urinary infection and I haven't had one of those for about 25 years. I don't know. Okay, Jill, well, let's do your well woman check today. But in the meantime, you just take a seat because I'm going to look and see whether or not I can make you an appointment with the GP. Oh, Dawn, no, don't be silly. Just give me some antibiotics and I'll be absolutely fine. You know, I'm okay. Well, I don't think you are. I really think that you should go and see them. So by 2 o'clock that afternoon, we're back in the same waiting room. Except this time we go to room 4. Come in, Mrs. Barham. Just come and take a seat. I'm just looking at your records here, just looking at your notes, just to see what Dawn's put on here this morning. Okay, so you've got some antibiotics. Yeah, you've got some antibiotics, that's fine. Okay, all right, blood pressure's a bit high. That's not like you. Okay, lots going on. Yeah, I can see that you've got some worries and yeah, lots going on at the moment. So how's your son? Oh, well, yeah, he's okay actually. He went back to university. You know, he did make a recovery and he went, I mean, he got tonsillitis within about a week, I have to say, but they, you know, he's at least gone back and he's okay. And listen, I really want to thank you for what you did. You know, you really saved his life. If you hadn't have got him into hospital as quickly as you did, you know, I really don't think that he'd be here today. So, you know, I really want to thank you for that. Well, obviously it was a very stressful time, and it looks like you've probably been having a very stressful time since then as well. Well, yeah, but you know, that's life, isn't it? Well, it is, but I think there's probably some things that we need to have a little bit of a think about. Now, there's a couple of options. I think you could either do some antidepressants or maybe even have some counselling. What, you think I need antidepressants? Why would you think that? You know, I'm fine. I'm certainly not going onto antidepressants. I mean, I might think about some counselling, but I don't know why you would think that. Well, Jill, here's what I see. You're so busy looking after your dad and your husband and your children and your friends and your work colleagues, but actually I don't see anybody looking after you. That was a bit of a light bulb moment for me. Because you see, she was right. I was spending so much of my time and energies and efforts trying to be the good wife, the supportive mother, the friend, the nurturing colleague, whatever it was. I was trying to do all of these things, but I wasn't actually paying any attention to what I really wanted and what made me happy. Yes, I was good at my job, but I was working in a full time, but being paid part-time. I wasn't respected for what I did. I wasn't valued for what I did. I didn't feel comfortable with the people that were around me. They weren't like me at all. I was in an industry that was so foreign at that point to what I was doing. And over the last 2 years, what had happened was that all of those resentments and that unhappiness and that depression had built up to this one point. So I had a decision to make, didn't I? I didn't consult my husband because I knew what he would have said. We need your job. But I decided it was my time to take control of my own life. So on the Tuesday, I resigned from my job. And one of the reasons I gave was because of the confusion about whether or not we were going to be made redundant and whether or not we were indeed going to have a job. And my boss replied and said, well, I don't know why you just couldn't have waited. You know, things would have been sorted. But by the Friday of that week, the rest of the team were made redundant. There's a lesson. But I couldn't be bothered to fight it. I was so pleased to be out of that situation. And yes, I lost a lot of money because, you know, I didn't get my redundancy pay. But actually, I decided from that moment, from that person, I didn't need any counselling. I didn't need any antidepressants. Just that comment that somebody said to me made all the difference to my world. And I decided that it was time that I stepped up, that I looked at how I could make a difference in other people's worlds as well. How I could be that person that would say that one thing, that would make a recommendation. How I could go back to my roots of really helping and caring for people and sharing what I knew. So I decided I needed to fulfill something that I was passionate about, to go back to my purpose. I'd been a nurse many years ago. I'd worked in the illness industry, but now what I wanted to do was to work around wellness. So I trained to be a Pilates teacher. And at the same time, I decided I would also start my own health coaching business with the support of my own mentor, my own Pilates teacher who was doing the same thing, and a variety of other entrepreneurs and wellness individuals in my local area. I was really lucky that I had people that could help me to do this, so that I could hold on to their coattails. You see, I decided that if I needed to make a difference in other people's lives, there were some changes I needed to do for me too. So I went on a discovery journey. I worked it out. I learned how I could nurture myself, how I could become fulfilled by working with people that were just like me and you. By getting control of my weight. I lost 2 stone. You know, once I worked out what was going on, the weight just dropped off, and I've kept it off since. My blood pressure is perfectly normal. I have no ongoing medical problems at all. And what's more, I've been able to help my son. He'll never be in that situation again, because I know now how I can prevent him from succumbing to that kind of life-threatening disease that he had. You see, what I've discovered is that wellness is the key. And a lifestyle worth having is a lifestyle worth sharing. And I want to share that with you today.